I was the family's secret they didn't want people to know about. Now they want to parade me around as proof of good parenting. I, 32F, just blocked my entire family after they tried to use me for their social media redemption arc. This is the story of how I went from being the daughter they hid in the shadows to the daughter they want to showcase as evidence they're not terrible people. Spoiler: they are terrible people. The Golden Family. My family is what you'd call prominent. Dad, Richard, 61M, is a successful corporate attorney. Mom, Patricia, 59F, is on the boards of 3 charities and runs in elite social circles. My older brother Cameron, 35M, is a neurosurgeon. My younger sister Sloane, 28F, is an Instagram influencer married to old money. They live in a massive house in the best neighborhood, drive luxury cars, vacation in the Hamptons, appear in the society pages. Perfect family, perfect life, perfect image. And then there's me. Or rather, there was me. Past tense. Because for the last 15 years, I haven't really existed to them. What I did wrong. I got pregnant at 17. That was my crime. My unforgivable sin against the family image. I was a junior in high school. My boyfriend Tyler was 18, a senior. We'd been together for a year. We were careful, but not careful enough. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I told Tyler first. He panicked, said we should take care of it, then broke up with me via text 2 days later. Then I told my parents. I'll never forget that conversation. Mom's face went white. Dad's went red. How could you be so stupid? Dad said. Not, are you okay? Not, what do you need? Just, how could you be so stupid? I'm sorry, I whispered. I don't know what to do. You're getting an abortion, Mom said flatly. We'll make an appointment this week. I don't know if I want to do that. This isn't a discussion, Dad said. You're 17. You don't get to make this decision. It's my body. It's our reputation. Mom snapped. Do you have any idea what this would do to our family? That's when I understood.
It wasn't about me.
It wasn't about what was best for me or the baby.
It was about them.
I'm keeping it, I said quietly. Dad stood up. No, you're not. You can't force me to have an abortion. We can force you to do whatever we want. You live under our roof. Then I'll leave. The room went silent. Excuse me? Mom said. I'll leave. I'll figure it out on my own. Dad laughed. Actually laughed. You're 17. You have no money, no job, no skills. Where exactly do you think you'll go? I don't know. But I'm not getting an abortion. They tried everything.
Threats. Guilt.
Bribery. I refused. Finally, they made me an offer. The arrangement. Here's what's going to happen, Dad said. You're going to have this baby, but you're going to do it quietly. What does that mean? It means you're withdrawing from school. We'll tell people you're doing a semester abroad. A foreign exchange program. That's a lie. That's the story. You'll stay at your grandmother's lake house upstate. She'll supervise you. You'll have the baby there. Then we'll decide what to do next. And if I refuse, then you're on your own. No money, no support, no family. I was 17 and pregnant. I had nowhere else to go. I agreed. The lake house. Grandma Ruth's lake house was 2 hours upstate. Remote. Isolated. Grandma Ruth had passed away 6 months earlier. The house was empty. My parents drove me there in November of my junior year. Someone will bring groceries once a week, Mom said. You have your phone for emergencies. Try not to cause any problems. When can I come home? We'll see. They left me there. 17 years old. 3 months pregnant. Alone in a house in the middle of nowhere. I cried for 3 days straight. The isolation. The loneliness was crushing. My parents visited once a month. Stayed for an hour. Asked if I needed anything. Left. Cameron never visited. He was in medical school. Too busy, Mom said. Sloane came once, when I was 7 months pregnant. She was 13. You're huge, she said, staring at my belly.
Yeah.
Mom said you made a big mistake. I guess I did. Mom said you're embarrassing the family.
I didn't respond.
She left after 20 minutes. Hasn't visited since. My friends thought I was in France. I saw their Instagram posts, parties, football games, prom prep. Life going on without me. I wasn't allowed social media. Too risky, Dad said. Someone might figure it out. So I sat in that house, alone, watching my belly grow, wondering if anyone cared that I existed.
Ava.
I gave birth to Ava in June, alone in a hospital 30 miles from the lake house. My parents didn't come. We can't risk being seen, Mom said. A nurse held my hand during labor. A stranger. When Ava was born, they placed her on my chest, and I knew immediately. I was keeping her. I didn't care what my parents said. This was my daughter. I called my mom from the hospital. I'm keeping her. Silence. Absolutely not. She's my baby. You're 18. You have no job. No education. No way to support a child. I'll figure it out. We're arranging an adoption. A nice family. Closed adoption. You'll never see her again, but she'll have a good life.
No.
This isn't a negotiation. I'm 18 now. Legally an adult. You can't force me to give her up. Another long silence. Then you're on your own, Mom said. Don't expect any help from us. I don't expect anything from you. I never did. I hung up. The struggle. The next 5 years were the hardest of my life. I moved into a women's shelter with Ava. Shared a room with 3 other mothers. Got a job at Target. Worked nights so I could take online classes during the day. A woman at the shelter babysat Ava for free in exchange for me watching her kids on weekends. I qualified for WIC, food stamps, Medicaid, subsidized childcare eventually. I was exhausted constantly, but I kept going because I had Ava, and she deserved better than the shame my family made me feel. I finished my GED, then community college, then transferred to State University, studied computer science, worked 3 jobs, took out loans, graduated with my bachelor's when I was 24. Ava was 6, got a job as a junior developer, $55,000 salary. It felt like a fortune. Moved into a small apartment, our own place. No more shelters. By the time I was 27, I was making $85,000 as a mid-level developer. By 30, I was a senior engineer making $140,000. At 32, I'm a principal engineer making $210,000 plus equity. I bought a house. A real house, in a good neighborhood, with a yard where Ava can play. Ava is 14 now. Straight A's. Star of her soccer team. Thriving. We did it. Against all odds. Despite everything. Without my family. In those 15 years, I heard from my family exactly 6 times. Time 1. Mom called when Ava was 2. Asked if I'd reconsidered the adoption. Hung up when I said no. Time 2. Dad sent a lawyer letter when I was 20, demanding I stop using the family name because it was damaging to their reputation. I ignored it. Time 3. Cameron texted when I was 23. Asked if I could donate to his mission trip to Guatemala. I blocked him. Time 4. Sloan DM'd me when I was 25. Asked if I had any designer handbags she could borrow. I didn't respond. Time 5. Mom called when I was 28. Grandmother had died. Dad's mother, not Ruth. Funeral was family only. I wasn't invited because questions might be asked. Time 6. Dad's assistant sent me a holiday card when I was 30. Pre-printed. No personal message. I threw it away. That was it. 6 contacts in 15 years. No birthday calls. No checking if Ava was okay. No asking how I was surviving. I was erased. Deleted from the family story. Until 3 months ago. The Instagram post. Sloan posted on Instagram. A long, heartfelt post with a picture of her and her husband at some charity gala. The caption. Grateful for my amazing family who taught me the importance of giving back. My parents instilled in us the value of compassion, second chances, and supporting those less fortunate. So proud to be part of a family that lifts others up. Hashtag blessed, hashtag family values, hashtag charity work. I almost scrolled past it, but then I saw the comments.
Hundreds of them.
People praising her parents, calling them inspiring and role models. My parents, who kicked me out at 17 for getting pregnant, who left me alone in a house for months, who tried to force me to give up my child. Those parents were being celebrated for their compassion. I felt sick. Then I got a text from an unknown number. Unknown. Hi, this is Cameron. We need to talk. It's important. I almost deleted it, but curiosity won. Me. Who is this? Cameron, your brother. I need to meet with you.
Me why?
Cameron, can we meet for coffee? There's something we need to discuss as a family. Me. I don't have a family. Cameron, please. It's important. For Ava's sake. That got my attention. Me, what about Ava? Cameron, coffee.
Tomorrow.
I'll explain everything. Against my better judgment, I agreed. The coffee meeting. Cameron looked older. Tired. But still polished. Expensive suit. Designer watch. We sat down at a Starbucks. He ordered a complicated latte. I got black coffee. You look good, he said. What do you want, Cameron? Right to the point. I forgot you were like that. I don't have time for small talk. Why did you mention Ava?
He sighed.
Mom and Dad want to reconnect. I laughed.
No.
Hear me out. After 15 years? After abandoning me when I was pregnant? After erasing me from the family? Now they want to reconnect. Things have changed. What's changed? Did they suddenly grow a conscience? Dad's running for state senate. Everything clicked. Of course. Of course this is about politics. His campaign manager thinks family is important. Voters want to see strong family values. So, I'm a problem again. Just like when I was pregnant. Not a problem. An opportunity. I stared at him. An opportunity? You're successful now.
Good job.
Nice house. Raised a daughter on your own. It's actually an inspiring story. It's my story, not theirs. They want to be part of it again. They want to use it. They want to parade me around as proof they're good parents when they literally abandoned me. That's not how they see it. I don't care how they see it. People were staring. I lowered my voice. They kicked me out, Cameron. I was 17 and pregnant, and they sent me away like I was trash. They never visited, never called, never helped. I raised Ava in homeless shelters. I worked 3 jobs while finishing my degree. I did that alone. And now they want credit for it. They made mistakes. Mistakes? They destroyed me. The only reason I survived is because I had no choice. Because Ava needed me. They're willing to apologize. I don't want an apology. I want them to leave me alone. Dad's campaign needs this. I don't care about Dad's campaign. Cameron looked frustrated.
Fine.
What do you want? Nothing. From any of you. Not even a relationship with your nieces? Sloane's twins. Sloane has kids. 2 girls. They're 3. And I wasn't told. You weren't in contact. Because I was erased. Look, I know this is complicated. It's not complicated. You all decided I was an embarrassment. Now I'm potentially useful. That's not complicated. That's disgusting. I stood up to leave. They're hosting a family dinner next week, Cameron said. They want you and Ava to come. Absolutely not. Maya, please. Tell them I said no. Tell them I want nothing to do with them. Tell them they don't get to claim me now after throwing me away. I left. The pressure campaign. After coffee with Cameron, the messages started. Mom, Cameron said you're being difficult. We'd like to talk. Can we arrange a meeting? Me, no. Dad, I understand you're upset about the past, but we need to move forward as a family. Me, we're not a family. Sloane. OMG, why are you being such a bitch? Mom and Dad want to make things right. Me, they had 15 years to make things right. Sloane. That's ancient history. Let it go. I blocked all of them. Then Dad's campaign manager called me. Ms. Whitmore? This is Janet Reeves, Richard Whitmore's campaign manager. How did you get this number? I was hoping we could talk about your father's campaign. I have nothing to do with my father or his campaign. I understand there's been some family tension, but I think we can find a mutually beneficial arrangement. There's no arrangement. Leave me alone. Your father is running on a platform of family values. Then he should have valued his family 15 years ago when he abandoned his pregnant teenage daughter. Silence. That's not the story we heard. I'm sure it's not, but it's the truth. Perhaps if we could meet.
No.
Do not contact me again. I hung up and blocked that number too. The ambush. 2 weeks later, I came home from work to find my mother sitting on my front porch. How did you get this address? Cameron gave it to me. We need to talk. No, we don't.
Leave.
Maya, please. Just 5 minutes. Something in her voice made me pause. She looked smaller, older.
5 minutes, I said.
But not inside. Out here. We sat on the porch steps.
I'm sorry, she said.
For what? For everything. For how we handled your pregnancy. For sending you away. For not supporting you. Okay. That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say, Mom? Thank you for the apology 15 years too late. I know I can't undo the past. So, why are you here? Because I want to know my granddaughter.
That stopped me.
Now you want to know her? After 14 years. I was wrong. I was so focused on appearances and reputation that I lost sight of what mattered. You, Ava. This is about Dad's campaign. It's not. Don't lie to me. I know he's running for state senate. I know his campaign manager called me. She looked at the ground. Yes, the campaign is part of it.
But not all of it.
Seeing Sloane with her twins made me realize what I missed with Ava. What I threw away. You threw us away. I know.
Do you?
Do you really know what you did to me? She didn't answer. I was 17 and terrified. I continued. I needed my mother. And you sent me away. You left me alone in a house for months. You tried to force me to give up my baby. And when I refused, you abandoned me completely. I thought I was protecting the family. You were protecting your image. There's a difference. I made a terrible mistake. You made 1,000 terrible mistakes. And I survived them. Without you. I can see that. You've built a beautiful life. Despite you. Not because of you. I know. We sat in silence. What do you want, Mom? A second chance.
To be part of your life.
Ava's life. Why should I give you that? Because I'm your mother. You haven't been my mother in 15 years. You've been a stranger who shares my DNA. I want to change that. It's too late. It's never too late. Yes, it is. You don't get to waltz back into my life now that I'm successful and presentable. You don't get to claim credit for raising Ava when you tried to force me to give her up. You don't get to parade us around as evidence of your good parenting. I'm not trying to parade you. Yes, you are. Dad's running for office on family values. You need proof you're a good family. A daughter who overcame adversity with her family's support. That's the story you want to tell. She didn't deny it. Except it's a lie, I continued. I didn't overcome adversity with your support. I overcame your abandonment. There's a difference. Maya, I want you to leave now. Please.
Leave.
And don't come back. She stood slowly, walked to her car, looked back once. I didn't wave. The article. A week later, a local reporter contacted me. Ms. Whitmore? I'm writing a profile on Richard Whitmore's Senate campaign. I understand you're his daughter. Who gave you my information? His campaign did. They said you'd be willing to talk about your father's commitment to family values. I almost hung up. Then I had a better idea. I'll talk to you. But I'm going to tell you the truth. All of it. Are you interested? Absolutely. I told him everything. The pregnancy at 17. Being sent away. The isolation. The pressure to give up Ava. Being abandoned. The years of struggle. The complete absence of my family. And now they want to reconnect? The reporter asked. Now that I'm successful and presentable, yes. When I was a teenage mother in a homeless shelter, they wanted nothing to do with me. Do you have any proof of this? I showed him everything. The few texts and emails over the years. The lawyer letter. The funeral invitation that explicitly excluded me. He took notes. This is quite different from the family values narrative the campaign is pushing, he said. I know. Your father's campaign will probably try to discredit this. Let them try. Everything I've told you is documented. The article ran 3 days later. Senate candidates, family values called into question by estranged daughter. It went viral. The fallout. My phone exploded with calls and messages. Family members I'd never met were calling me selfish, attention-seeking, vindictive. Sloan posted on Instagram, "My sister is spreading vicious lies about our family for attention. We gave her every opportunity, and she threw it away. Now she's trying to destroy our father's career out of spite."
Disgusting.
Cameron texted, "You just destroyed Dad's campaign. I hope you're happy. Dad's campaign manager, you've made a powerful enemy." I blocked them all. But I also got different messages. From women who'd been teenage mothers, who'd been abandoned by their families, who thanked me for speaking up.
From people who said my story mattered.
That I was brave. From Ava's soccer coach, "I had no idea what you went through. You're amazing." And one message from an unexpected source. Unknown. "This is Grandma Ruth's friend Phyllis. I knew what they did to you at the lake house. I'm sorry I didn't help more. I'm proud of you for telling the truth. Your grandmother would be proud too." I cried reading that one. Dad's lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter, demanding I retract my statements, claiming defamation, threatening to sue. I sent it to my own lawyer. She laughed. "Everything you said is true and documented. They have no case. This is intimidation." What do I do? Nothing. Or, if you want, we can send a response letter telling them to fuck off in legal language. Let's do that.
She did.
They never sued. The election. Dad lost the primary. His family values platform crumbled when voters learned he'd abandoned his pregnant teenage daughter. His political career was over before it really began. I didn't feel victorious. Just tired. 3 months later. It's been 3 months since the article ran. I haven't heard from my family since the cease and desist letter. I assume I'm erased again. This time permanently. And I'm okay with that. Ava asked about it once. Do you think they'll ever want to meet me? I don't know, sweetheart. Maybe someday. Do you want them to? I want whatever makes you happy. I'm happy with just us. And maybe someday we'll have more family. But the family we choose, not the family that abandoned us. Smart kid. What I learned that some people only want you in their lives when you're useful. I learned that family is just a word. It doesn't automatically come with love or loyalty. I learned that blood doesn't obligate you to accept abuse or manipulation. And I learned that sometimes the best thing you can do is walk away from people who only see you as a prop in their story. I was the family's secret they didn't want people to know about. Now they wanted to parade me around as proof of good parenting. But I'm not a prop. I'm a person. And I'm done being ashamed of a pregnancy that gave me my daughter. I'm done being erased by people who are embarrassed of me. I'm done being the secret. To anyone in a similar situation. If your family hid you, abandoned you, or erased you because you didn't fit their image, you are not the problem.
They are.
You are not an embarrassment. They should be embarrassed of themselves. And if they come back when you're successful, wanting to claim credit, you owe them nothing. Not forgiveness. Not access. Not a relationship. They had their chance. They chose their image over you. You get to choose yourself now. Final update. Ava got into her first choice high school. Academic scholarship. Full ride. She's thriving. Happy. Confident. Everything my family said she'd never be because I kept her. We're building our own family. Close friends. Ava's soccer team. My coworkers. People who chose us. Who show up for us. Who celebrate us.
Real family.
Not the kind that hides you away and then parades you around when it's convenient. The kind that loves you consistently. Unconditionally.
Permanently.
That's the family we have now. And that's more than enough. For everyone asking, do you regret going public?
No.
I regret that it was necessary. But I don't regret telling the truth. Will you ever reconcile with them? I don't know. If they genuinely change, maybe. But I'm not holding my breath. What about Ava's relationship with them? If she wants one when she's older, that's her choice. But I won't facilitate it. Do you hate them?
No.
Hate requires emotional energy. I'm indifferent. They're strangers who hurt me a long time ago. Are you happy?
Yes.
Genuinely, completely happy. And that's the best revenge. I was the family's secret, the daughter they hid because I was an embarrassment. Now I'm the daughter who told the truth. And the truth set me free.